That's a good thing.
Yeah. No, I think being dedicated is good, and I mean you're still young, so you shouldn't really feel. You shouldn't. You're not struggling yet, you know. Like you're 19.
No, I definitely feel really privileged in my position, but it's hard to explain, but I overthink so much things. I overthink so much.
I mean, that's normal. Like you're young. I'm young. Like
Yeah.
When I was young, I overthought everything as well. Even to this day, I still overthink some things all the time. I think it's part of the human nature to be like that, and like if anything, it shows intelligence that you're thinking deeply about certain things, right?
I'm just thinking about what if I don't like just at some point just start hating this study. What if I don't even make it? It's,
okay, so
yeah, it's kind of rough.
If you do, then you'll find something else you want to do. Like I started hating IT like 2 years into studying it. I loved it at first, and I started hating it, and I still found a way for my life to work out even without it, right? The thing about it is, like, you shouldn't think of it as the end of the world. If anything, you should be happy to find out that there's something you don't want to do in time before you start doing it, because then you'll save yourself being like miserable for months and months of your life, right? So
but I definitely feel there's like expectation on my shoulders, because when I moved here and all my parents like provided me with all these opportunities,
right.
So I feel like I need to fulfill their expectations.
No, I can feel that as well, but sometimes you also gotta be like, well, I mean, you're not living, your parents are not living your life, you're not living for them, you live for yourself, right? And that's, you gotta draw a line somewhere. Like I used to allow my parents to basically live my life for the longest time, and then at one point I was like, well, no, that's enough. I want to do what I want to do, Your parents know what's good for you, that's for sure, but
yeah, they are so lovely, forgive me. They are really lovely, but it's just me.
Oh.
I mean, you're still young, so I would say in your case you keep doing what you're doing, and then if at any given point you feel like that's not gonna make you happy, then you should make changes for that, and you should talk with your parents and be like, hey, this is what I want to do, blah blah. And if your parents are lovely, and as you say, and they support you, they will always be down to sit down with you and be like, okay,
I mean, they're like lovely in a way that they are willing to pour their time into it, but they are not that understanding, because after all, they are still Asian parents. So
right,
it's so hard for me to communicate with them sometimes, because also I'm forgetting my native language, so I can't even like.
Do they speak English or Dutch?
No, not at all.
They don't speak Dutch?
No, that's also a thing.
So what language, if you would want to say, where do you come from?
I'm from China. I speak Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just forgetting most of it.
Yeah, Chinese is hard.
And now it's just so hard to communicate with them sometimes. Yeah. And they don't speak any other language.
I mean, that's definitely a difficult situation, but at the end of the day, I'll give you the same advice I always say. Like, no matter how difficult the situation is, like, happiness is the most important. And you don't seem like you're unhappy in your current situation. You just seem confused right now. And I think with time you'll figure out what you want to do, and when time comes for you to like actually make a decision, I'm sure you will find a way to convey that to your parents and talk it out. And if your parents you know, if your parents are that against it, then I mean, that's always a hard thing to do. But like, you also have to ask yourself, like how, like, whose life do you want to live? Do you want to live your parents' ideal life, or do you want to live your life? You know.
Yeah,
Good night,
I
Jim.
definitely do it.
Because like my dad at one point, he forced me into going into IT, and he wanted me to live a certain like a certain life that he planned out for me, right? Oh, go to IT, or do IT job, or open a company, blah blah. Like, he planned out like basically my whole life, and I was like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna live my life. I'm done. And at one point, I was like, Dad, I'm gonna go pro. I made my first money. I'm quitting college, and I'm gonna do this. I got my own plan. And now that he's figured out like that I can do what, you know, I'm capable of doing shit on my own, and I got this far, and he's like, yeah. Now when we talk about the future, we only talk about like, you know, he talks about me being in this for the rest of my life. He doesn't even think about college or whatever the fuck he had planned for me, you know, because parents plan shit for you because they're scared for you. They're scared for you that you're gonna become nobody, that you're gonna waste your life away. But just because they plan something for you,
They want the best for you.
yeah,
That's it.
just because they plan something for you, they can be really stubborn. They can be really fucking stubborn. Like, my dad was really stubborn. He didn't even let me take a break from college when I needed a break because I didn't want to. Like, I wanted a year off. He was really stubborn, but you can definitely do it, bro. Like
Yeah.
I know it's even harder with Asian parents, but trust me, you can do it. You don't have to live anyone's life. You literally don't. You just gotta live your own life. As soon as you get your results in, as soon as you make money of whatever you're doing, they won't care anymore, because all they care about is that you're making money, and you have enough to like survive. And if your parents care about the title that you have, or you has to be a lawyer or a doctor or this and that, then I'm sorry, your parents are just delusional about like happiness. They don't want you to be happy. They just want to brag about your life, and that's fuck that. Fuck that. If your parents just want you to have a title, then fuck that. If you're making money, it doesn't matter what fucking title you have. If you're making money and you're happy and you're successful, it don't matter what fucking your title is.
I
Agreed.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for joining us, Tanin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
You'll
you.
be fine. You're still young. You got a lot of life in front of you. You'll figure it out.